What do you think are the most important characteristics of the reset world?
I think that in a way, the crisis we had last year was a blessing to all the changes we will have to face, because one of the consequences of the crisis was that companies were challenged in their transparency and their ethics and their behavior. And now, in this climate change discussion, we will need companies that will have to be up to this challenge of collaborating with civil society, collaborating with government, being very transparency and very bold in helping to build a new economy.
We're coming to grips now with the fact that climate change is real, that urgent action is needed, and even there we know now that there isn't an absolute consensus, that is still questioned. Yet climate change is only, and emissions are only the tip of the sustainability iceberg. The fundamentals of our economy are going to have to change. This is not a matter of option, is this beneficial and should we go for it? We have simply no choice.
The only way we can really take the huge and very beneficial benefits of the democracy on the Western world is systemic understanding of what climate change means, and not pretending that this will impact only the business or the way we consume or the way, no, it will impact the concept we have of citizenship. It will impact the concept of governmental responsibilities. It will impact the concept of interdependency and how we should converge in some things. It will impact the concept of sovereignty of countries. And I think that we are living in a moment where we are hesitating because the things that are happening are so broad that we don't know exactly from where we should start. And that's where I think that the business community can really play a very, very important role.
In Copenhagen, you'll have governments together. Still, even after the financial crisis, 44% of the largest 100 economies in the world are corporate. They all have their supply chains and therefore enormous power to do it well, wherever you sit in the supply chain.
In Brazil, what happened is after 2006, we got very aware of the strategic importance of the Amazon area, not only to the country, but to all this world discussion on climate change. And we start to see that government was being very, very shy about Copenhagen. Brazil, this country that expected to have a very strong position in Copenhagen, was not having this resonance on the government. They were being shy. They didn't want to assume goals and so on and so forth. And the business said, wait a minute. We have to have clear rules to play this game in the next 20 years. And we will tell you, government, what we are willing to do. And we would like to tell you what we expect you to do in Copenhagen. Then the 24 biggest private groups in Brazil got together with Ethos and the Amazon Forum and write a very bold document saying that the business community would really commit themselves to the green economy, to a low carbon economy, but the government should act in Copenhagen this and this and this way, assuming goals, being very bold and so on, and regulate several areas that they were not regulating up to now. And this made a huge political turmoil there, and maybe will change the position of Brazil and Copenhagen.
The question is, and this was not just in the boardroom, can we afford it to have many companies not reporting? What is their reason for not doing it? What is the reason for actually not exercising your business in a responsible way and communicating about it? We cannot wait till the GRI framework is perfect. It's a relatively young practice, and for everybody who doubt me that I would say it, it isn't perfect yet. We're on a journey to develop this further. We cannot afford to wait till that is there. If we are now going to project forward in the current trends, how long it will take, we're talking 15, easily 20 years. That is not the right practice. So if the voluntary sphere isn't the basis to make this the mainstream, then we need another approach. We do think that there are a few examples of more interesting regulation. That is smart regulation. Regulation that is recognizing that this is an evolutionary path.
We always talk about short-termism in business, and we know it's a very powerful force. And at the same time, businesses, very often more than governments, take a long-term view about the way the world is changing. Most businesses don't have the luxury, despite all the quarterly pressures and so on, of forgetting about what the future looks like. You don't have that luxury. You have to think ahead. And so that's a powerful message that I think business can send. It's thinking about the future and making sure that our public policies are based on that and enable business to make the right kind of investments. That's good for individual company competitiveness, that's good for national competitiveness, and it's good for our global security and salvation. And that's what I think businesses have to focus on.